right, we're winging it. Just
Hello.
popping it off and popping it back on. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And we're just
having a good time
out
doing what we do. We're hanging in the non-hanger in the in-house.
In the in-building.
Sometimes I come up with great base topics for us to do over the weeks of our filming that all happen in one day. And sometimes I don't have as many ideas, and we come up with things on the cuff.
Ideas today.
It's cuff, right? Or is it cusp?
Cuff.
It's cuff, right?
People say cuff. The cuff.
People say cusp as a mistake, but cuff is the real one. Okay.
I believe it's off the cuff.
We're going to have to make sure we're right on that.
That's another thing we have to look into, because we were looking into origins.
My origin notebook went missing. It's somewhere in the house.
The fairies took it.
The fairies took it. I've asked a few times. They've returned one, not the other.
They haven't. I think they're enjoying it. They're not.
They are enjoying it. Maybe they like the movie.
Maybe you'll get it back with a whole bunch of additions on
That would be very nice.
Maybe they're coming up with some ideas for you. It'll be in little fairy writing. I hope you can understand it.
Yes,
this is what we do on a normal basis without any camera.
We chit-chat about things. We wear weird things. We have a good time.
And my very dear, beautiful Pam, which I spoke to today, and was so wonderful to talk to you, Pam, because we love you. Yes, do that. She made a comment. She watches us, and she said that we reminded her of what are those two idiots that are in the basement? Wayne and Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Party time.
Yep. Party time. Excellent. She said we kind of remind her of that.
I take that as a compliment.
I take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I wouldn't have spoken to her. Love you, Pam.
So speaking,
yes,
I was just going to describe to her. I'm watching the show. I've actually already watched it once, and I just restarted it because I do best with a show on in the background. I'm trying to be creative or clean. If I put on music, I just start dancing or focus too much on what song I'm going to listen to. Put on a TV show, there's people talking in the background, and it works out well. So
just have some noise.
The show I Zombie.
Like the letter I,
the letter I, and then the word zombie. Basically, there's this crazy drink, right? And there's a party, and the girl wasn't going to go to the party, and she was like this doctor, and like all these great things were going to happen, and she was engaged, and her life was so beautiful.
Oh, perfect.
And
perfect life.
She goes on this thing, this like party boat, and something happens in a zombie outbreak, and she wakes up in a body bag, and she sits up from a body bag.
I got goosebumps. I'm not liking it so far.
Doesn't know what's going on. Ends up realizing she's got like this need for brains, and gets a job at the morgue. So now she is stealth mode eating the brains in the morgue. Her Ravi, the person she works with, whom is my favorite character, I can say that confidently, realizes, catches her eating brains, and she gets all nervous, and he's just like, tell me more. What's going on? Loving every second of it. So
he was, let me just...
Yes.
Okay.
So 100% into it, wanted to know more, wanted to know what was going on. Cut to further in the show, the brains start, giving her the ability to... Okay, Ham, it's just the street. There's less leaves, so the car sounds make him bark all the time.
And barks, yeah.
Because more of the sound.
We don't get cars coming down our street. There's 3 houses on our street.
So she ends up realizing she's getting visions from the people's brains, and she gets one about this. They're in a morgue in the basement of a police department, and the homicide unit.
Wow,
that's where a lot of the bodies.
It's getting
come
very
from.
thought-provoking.
It's 5 seasons.
It's 5 seasons of this?
And it's great. Oh, it's great.
I thought this was just a regular movie.
So she sees an image, and she goes to find one of the officers, and she's like, I need to tell you this. I can't tell you why I know this. So more time passes. She starts solving crimes. He finally finds out she's a zombie.
Crimes.
Yeah, and it basically the show follows the two of them. I mean, it gets insane as any
Actually, I'm kind of liking this.
You would love this show. So it ends up working out. I mean, there's obviously a little bit of heartache in the sense of she had to break it off with her fiance in the beginning because she's a zombie now. Brain? They're all trying to figure out. Well, she's all as long as you eat.
Oh, you're okay.
As long as you're not starving for brains, you are a normal human that just happens to eat brains. You look the same.
Okay.
So
I should be worried about you?
I do eat a lot of hot sauce, and that is something that they bring up as a brain eating thing. But where's my access to brains? Have you met
I don't
dogs?
have
They
one.
Don't have it.
I was going to say, I don't have one either. So
Double don't have
I'm
brain
safe.
Joke. Same human here. But yeah, so basically the show follows them, and it's just like this great group of characters, and it gets. I don't want to tell too much because it's
Yeah,
totally
no, it
worth
sounds like
watching,
something
but
worth watching. And I'm assuming because and I didn't watch this, but and I don't want to be like a whatever. But she's eating their brains and she's getting their memories. Is she seeing the murders?
yes,
Kind of like
like she'll get
Ghost?
flashes. Yeah, she'll get like
Okay.
flashes of them,
All right.
and
Well, okay.
uses those to try like figure out clues.
I'm not like really mad at this. This
Another
sounds like
thing
my
that I
thing.
really, really, truly enjoy about the show, I know it's like a simple thing, but I love cinematography and like
Oh,
films
love,
and like
yeah.
how everything looks, aesthetics, like hands in places to make note of other hands that might be in places. Those types
Yeah.
of things that you can do within a movie that are fun. It's almost like little trickery of the eye.
Yeah.
There's little montages of when she's ready to cook the brains. No,
Oh, she cooks them?
Yeah, in the little morgue kitchen.
Oh, I thought you said
So
raw.
it'll be like, got the brain, oh, ready to go, gonna eat this, and then it cuts to a series of where like the screen, you'll just be looking from above, and she'll be like stirring something together and like pouring in this powder, and she makes all these like very weird, intense meals. Like,
Oh, so she spends the time.
yeah, she makes a
She
flan,
should do
she
a
makes this-
chef channel.
It would be really funny, but yeah, and then she like eats the brains and has the flashes.
She could have Jeffrey Dahmer on.
But yeah,
it, I
it's a
guess.
very amusing show. It's comical. It's got
Yeah.
scenes that get you more, scenes that like it's just.
What is this on? What is it?
I watched it on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. Okay.
Completely unrelated, but because I'm talking about good shows, Schitt's Creek. Just watch
Oh, such a great movie.
Just watch
Oh
it.
my gosh.
It's a show, not a movie. That's what
well
you meant.
show.
You can watch it in one sitting, even though it's
I
three
have.
seasons.
Remember, I
That's
did that. I totally binge watched Schitt's Creek.
Well, yeah, why not? Let's put them both in here because these are two great shows.
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek is about a wealthy family
And it's
that loses
SCHITTS, so we're not
Yes.
swearing.
It's a name.
It's the name.
Oh yeah, like is that going to be a problem? It shouldn't.
Yeah,
be
it
because
is.
It's a name.
It's going to be a problem because we said that, but it's a name verifying to the YouTube overlords or overlords.
That's
what do you call
unfortunate.
them? Yeah, I know, ridiculous.
But this show, they end up buying this town with a name, and as a joke in the past, rich family ends up moving to
it
this little
is.
town. You've got Eugene Levy
and his
David
son.
Levy. Oh, no, that's not
No,
him.
he's now you got me all confused.
I'm so bad
Dan
with names.
Levy.
Yes.
And also, Eugene Levy is an old Canadian. They're all from Canada, and he's an older Canadian comedian. He was in Godspell back in the '70s in the play. Kind of a dry humor guy, and then Moira
Catherine
O'Hara.
Underrated queen.
Oh, she is by
Love
far her character. I mean,
like
all
after
the
the
characters are
Beetlejuice
fabulous.
character with all those
Yeah.
fabulous things, and then to come into here,
Her character
Mhm.
in this particular series, it just is the cherry on top of that delicious.
I'm going
Sunday.
to insert a fun fact about her in the show. Like they kind of just were like, "Hey, do you want this part? Like,
Well, she worked with
be
Eugene
like,
Levy.
yeah, like how do you
before.
want this
Yeah.
part to be like?" So they kind of just let her do what she wanted,
Oh.
and then that voice, that accent,
She
she
does
talks
this
in came
accent
out,
that
and she's so dramatic.
the way she pronounces some of the words.
She actually did a lot of research into an old dictionaries, like old type
Oh.
terms that we don't use anymore, and
And
changed a
brought
lot
them
of
out.
what her lines were.
Her verbiage.
Catered. Yeah, reverbage.
I don't know if that's.
But
a word,
it is now.
Yeah, my dictionary.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's about
definitely.
them like
It's
becoming part of
just-
that
yeah.
show. I will say, hands down,
Absolutely, the humor
gives you everything you need. It's
is-
humor. It's
there's
heart wrenching.
Some of it's sad.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's so many little things that
Yeah.
you can rewatch
You
it and
can-
pick up on.
Yes.
They had no
absolutely.
idea it was going to be as big as it was. The
Oh,
behind
yeah.
the scenes about it, like when you finish watching it, highly recommend that as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
in tears in some parts of that.
Oh,
and I'm not a
absolutely.
big crier,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
it
definitely,
just-
definitely a good. If you have not seen it, and you appreciate humor and drama and situation comedy and
some of the relationships. are
the
just so-
dynamics
yeah.
between the characters are fabulous. So well written, and yeah, highly recommend that. And what was the first one we were talking about? I forgot already.
iZombie, which she hasn't
iZombie.
seen
I haven't
yet.
seen that, so that sounds like it might
That's
be
more
interesting.
like
yeah.
haha funny, entertaining show.
Okay.
Whereas
Yeah.
the second one, that maybe we're gonna get in trouble for saying the last name.
Well,
Creek.
you know what they're gonna do?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Unmonetize us. We're not monetized, so they can't do much.
But yeah, that one
they could
is
spank
more
our
of a
hands. We were saying
definite one.
SCH. All right. Anyway, yeah, we're almost at 10. All right, at 10 minutes. Hey, love you guys. Be good. Happy watching.
yes.